Hi there.
Ikalata.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't I don't speak Kryptonian. I didn't never shoot. I wasn't raised there, so I wasn't raised there. Why am I talking louder? Let me help you.
Escrito, sfura, Nini. Sfura.
It's a feisty little guy. It's cute. Is it okay if I... Watch your step there. Might be slippery, so... Ah, yeah. Pretty cool, huh? Don't worry, we don't actually live here. There's a lot more to Earth than just this place. Big city, lots of stuff to do, and you'll also learn to love this place, just like I have. Promise.
Esmeki cream, yeah.
Oh, should mention, your powers are gonna start kicking in right about now.
What's up, everyone? Thank you for clicking on my YouTube channel, the Silos Film Club. Today we're going to be talking about the new clip that DC dropped for Supergirl, which we have Superman meeting Supergirl for the very first time here on planet Earth. And we're also going to be talking about new behind the scenes pictures of Superman, Man of Tomorrow. We have a lot of aura forming going around with the comic book accurate suits of Superman, also of Lex Luthor, and we have a little bit behind the scenes videos of someone's phone that they were recording while they were on set recording Man of Tomorrow. And we see a couple fight scenes and a lot of things that have our head scratching of what is going on in this Man of Tomorrow film, guys. But before we get started, and if you like DC films, guys, and if you also like anything about comic books, you guys like movies, TV shows, don't forget the like, subscribe button, turn on your notifications so you guys do not miss a beat or any of the movie news. Alright, guys, Supergirl is the second big movie in the DCU James Gunn universe that's going to be releasing in theaters June 26, 2026, which is right around the corner. Now they're ramping up the marketing. We have a lot of new clips coming out, but they just released a brand new clip of Superman first time meeting Supergirl here on Earth, which is a really delightful clip. I really love this clip. You see Supergirl landing the ship here on Earth, right next to the Fortress of Solitude, and you see Superman, trying to say hi to her, but Supergirl only speaks Kryptonian, and Superman at this time does not know any Kryptonian at all. So it's a very interesting, first time encounter. You see Superman trying to make her feel welcome, telling her welcome to on Earth. We're not going to live right here in this, where ice is at, where all this snow is at. There's more lot to Earth than, just this. There's a big city. We interact with Crypto. He's just a feisty little dog being overprotected over Supergirl. I really like this whole interaction. David Cornswell as Superman is delightful. Very different than Henry Cavill's, but still captures what Superman and Clark Kent essence is of being a human. And if you guys don't know a little bit about, why Supergirl landed on Earth after Superman and the age difference and whatnot, I'm going to give you guys a little quick history. Superman was sent to Earth from his dad, Jor-El. He was sent to Earth when he was a baby because it got destroyed by Brainiac, how it worked. And so he got here, was raised on a farm in Kansas by some other parents that adopted him as a baby. He was sent here straight. He had no problems with the ship getting over here. He had a little bit of trials and tribulations getting over here in terms of, I think, I don't want to call it turbulence, but there was a little disfragment in his ship because if you guys remember, the message that was sent with him by his parents in his ship was distorted, and it was only halfway through because the rest was damaged until later we figure out what the rest of the message is. But Supergirl, she was always older than Kal-El in Krypton, but time works in space. He got here pretty quick. What happened to her is that her part of Krypton was shielded by her father, and this is where we're going with what we've seen in the comic book. Back here, Supergirl, Women of Tomorrow, and then we also of what the director and James Gunn have talked about. So pretty much we get Supergirl. her part of Krypton was Shield, and the rest was the Source. They were just a little floating, piece of, just a piece of rock floating in space, and everyone's dying around her, and her slowly dying around her, which is very painful to watch. Her and Crypto pretty much get sent by her father to Earth because Kara's father already had an idea of where to send her because of Jor-El's plan of Kal-El getting sent to Earth. So he does the same thing. He knows that there's this piece of rock that's just floating in space is gonna eventually disperse and go to waste, or just completely get banished pretty much. So what he does is send Supergirl and Crypto into a little pod and sends them out to Earth. But something happens on the way where it takes a little bit longer than expected. So when she gets to Earth, he expects Superman Kal-El to be a baby, but he's already full grown. I think he is older than her. That's what it seems like. I'm not 100% sure what they're going to go with, but that's why you have them kind of meet at this age, and the age difference and whatnot. But I'll give you guys this, man. I really liked everything about the clip. I do like how the interaction between them two. She makes a joke to Crypto about the underwear. And then also I do really like how he kind of goes, oh, I forgot to tell you, your powers about to kick in right about now. And then it cuts it to black, the clip. And I think that's a perfect way to kind of show her with the powers at first. Maybe she just kind of not kind of goes ballistic and starts going crazy with their powers, but she explores her powers and he's trying to tame her down. Crypto's power is going to kick in too as well, because Crypto does have powers as well. And we see them explore the powers. I think this is going to be a great film. Supergirl, I'm very excited for. Hopefully it does the money, at least breaks even. It is a B-list comic book character. I feel like the marketing should have ramped up a while ago. I think they're a little late on the marketing. Hopefully this movie does well. Everything I've seen about the movie, I really liked. I like the cinematography, the fight scenes, the flying scenes. I do think this aesthetically looks a lot better than Superman, and I'm very excited for Supergirl. Hopefully it's great and we get another banger from the James Gunn DC universe, and I really can't wait. June 2026, you're gonna catch me there watching Supergirl. All right, guys, now speaking of the DCU, Superman, James Gunn, we do have a behind the scenes, more images and videos of James Gunn's Superman, Man of Tomorrow. We do have a lot of farming aura going around. Yes, I'm using the word farming aura going around for the Superman, Man of Tomorrow. James Gunn does like to bring a lot of the comic book aspect into the screen, which I really do like about him. Speaking of just aesthetics and whatnot, we did already get a look of our Lex Luthor Superman. We also got a look of David Cornstalk in his Superman suit. It looks like there's slight modifications, very slight though. So there's a brand new picture going around of Lex Luthor. I'm going to get with you first. This picture of Lex Luthor is him and his classic, Lex armor battle suit, green and purple. First, I'm not going to lie, I did like how it looked. I just didn't really like the color. It was almost too bright. Maybe I almost look a little too bulky, but now just looking at it more and more, it's starting to grow on me. I do think that this is very comic book accurate, and I really can't complain. But there is a picture that's flowing around of someone, because they're shooting on location, maybe just a random person that's walking around, took a picture of Lex Luthor's suit, and he is pointing a gun straight at Superman. Superman just walking to him without fear. Comic book aura, farming, whatever you want to call him, is very comic book. I do think that looks great. Is Superman walking to Lex without fear? We don't know there's kryptonite in it. We don't know what else is in that gun. The gun has some dots in it, so it's going to be CGI modified. But I think overall, the suit looks cool. This shot looks awesome. It looks like it's taken straight out of a comic book. I do think that this is going to be a very comic book film, and there's a lot of other characters in it. So we also did get another look at David Cornstalk's Superman suit, an actual closer look, and I don't think this is AI enhanced at all. It has a little bit of damage on the suit, and I think it's from the shot that Lex Luthor gave him with the gun. So I'm going to show you guys exactly what I'm looking at. This right here, this suit, very comic book, aura farming. I do like how the collar comes up a little bit more. I do like how the suit is a lot more tighter. The boots seem a little bit more shinier. We saw the underwear too as well, which I'm okay with. The belt looks pretty much almost the same. It's kind of hard to tell because that area of the suit is damaged, but I do think that the suit looks way more tighter, which I really wanted to see. I do think that, David Cornsweet put in that work in the gym. I've seen a lot of videos of him working out, him, without a shirt, just flexing at the gym. And I do think that, we do want to see his suit a lot more. He needs a tighter suit. We want to see the man's figure. He is a god alien at the end of the day. So let's see his muscles. I do like how the collar comes up a little bit more. I do think that the S on his chest is a lot bigger. I do think that we're going to get a different suit after this because this is damaged. What is he going to do? Take it back to Fortress Solitude and have the robots fix it? I do think that they could do that and whatnot. But overall, guys, I do think that this suit looks pretty cool. I do like how the cape flows. I do think they did an awesome job on the cape. Not crazy about the logo behind of the Superman suit, and I mean of the cape. I do think it looks a little odd. I do think it looks a little do it yourself at home kind of cape. But overall, I do think that this suit looks awesome. The comic book aura farming in it is superb. Really, really good. I do give my shout outs to James Gunn. Here's another close-up picture of Lex Luthor in his suit. This looks a lot better. I do think once you start to get the lighting and whatnot in the suit, we're going to get a lot of a lot of better contrast lighting, reflection from this suit. They do have a new cinematographer, which I'm excited about. Not gonna lie, not a big fan of the cinematography in the first Superman movie. I hated the cinematography. If I'm being honest, doesn't that mean I hated the film? I like that film. I watched it over and over plenty of times. But overall, guys, I do think that, James Gunn is cooking right now. He is cooking. We also know other characters are going to be in this film, which I'm going to get into my theories and whatnot right about now. I'm going to give you guys one thing. So there's a video flowing around of someone they're on set, and it's pretty much, I'm going to play it right now and keep my mouth shut, and I'm going to explain to it what they said. All right. So it's pretty much saying, it's someone reading lines on set for people there. They're like for the extras on set, whoever's there on set filming, right? So it's pretty much someone with their over voice, and I don't think this is a person that's playing Brainiac, saying, "Attention, citizens of Metropolis, I'm your overlord. If you do not hand me over Lex Luthor, I will blow up the city." Lines seem a little cheesy, but it's all good. It's all good and gravy. So pretty much Metropolis, is under the attack. It's going to be under the attack of Brainiac, and Brainiac is telling everyone it's probably through a whole bunch of, probably interfering with the satellites and talking to everyone through their phones, through the TV, just how we had it in Superman, Man of Steel. And he's pretty much asking everyone that you guys better hand over Lex Luthor or else I will destroy the city. What does he want with Lex Luthor? Is there technology that he has that Lex Luthor, that he wants from Lex Luthor? Maybe the pocket dimensions would be a good guess. Maybe he just literally is trying to go on around every planet, every universe, and trying to get the smartest people that he can. I don't know, guys. I honestly don't know at all. Why he is looking for Lex Luthor. Why would he want Lex Luthor? Brainiac is already pretty smart. Is he trying to use his technology? Maybe he knows more stuff about Kryptonite, which I don't think that's what he would want him for, but he is looking for Lex Luthor. Maybe Lex stole something from Brainiac back in the day. I'm not 100% sure, guys. I really honestly don't know. If you guys have a theory on why Brainiac is looking for Lex Luthor, drop your comments down below, because I really don't have no idea. I think he maybe wants to use him, pick out his brains to maybe make multiversal pocket dimensions or something like that. I don't know. But then we also got another picture of another video of someone that took on set, which I'm going to be playing right now as we're talking. It's pretty much Superman is standing in front of Lex Luthor, and we see the citizens of Metropolis beating up Lex Luthor in his suit, and Superman's not stopping it at all. And what happens? You see this light that, that kind of beams, and everyone that's beating up Lex Luthor gets blasted or pushed away with that green light, and Superman does nothing about it. I honestly don't know what this means. I do think that maybe it's Lex Luthor's suit that's projecting that beam, or like a shield, and it just pushes people off and is not really hurting nobody. That's my best guess. Or also it can be Green Lantern's going to be in it, played by Aaron Pierre, and it might be him just covering Lex Luthor, because at the end of the day, maybe they're pissed off at Lex Luthor over something shady he did, but they still have to protect him because it's Superman at the end of the day. So I do think it could be something like that. I don't think it's kryptonite, but people in Metropolis are pissed off at Lex Luthor for ripping the city in half. What do you guys thoughts about Lex Luthor, being beat up by the citizens of Metropolis, and this green light that it has everyone thinking that it could be a Green Lantern, kryptonite, or Lex Luthor suit? Drop your comments down below. Now let's talk about what a lot of people have been talking about. It just looks cool overall, but I honestly don't know what this is or means, why he's mad at Lex Luthor. So we actually have an actual really good image of someone probably in their apartment, getting a popcorn, getting their popcorn out and watching these cool scenes of Superman fighting Lex Luthor. You see Lex Luthor already on the ground. Superman comes and starts wailing on him, which I really wanted to see. I really want to see really good fight scenes. I really want to see Superman unleashed, because we didn't really see that in the first Superman movie. We see in the Supergirl trailer Supergirl doing this, but I want to see this in the Superman movie. And you just see him going off, and a lot of people, already even me, are going R1, D6, B4, calling out all those moves that, Lex Luthor was calling out in Superman Man of Tomorrow when Ultraman was fighting Superman. He was calling out all those moves. But why is he mad at him? First of all, we all know that the suit's made from Argus, which is, the government. And somehow, we all know that Superman and Lex Luthor, the sworn enemies, have to, work together to fight Brainiac, because that's what the first thing that was posted about Man of Tomorrow was these two have to work together. James Gunn posted that. Damien Corsair posted that. Nicholas Hoult posted that on their Instagram, their social media. But what is it that he did that pissed Superman off, that he's going off on him? I mean, did he betray him already? And if he did, man, is Superman that naive to even trust them? The government too? I guess Rick Flag might have other intentions about this salvation. If you guys don't remember from Peacemaker, there's this salvation area where you're throwing evil metahumans in there. I think Lex Luthor might end up in there, to be honest, but we don't know. But I do think it has a little bit to do with that. Maybe he threw someone he wasn't supposed to in there. Maybe they figured out he might be working with a Brainiac somehow, and Superman gets pissed and is about to beat him up super bad, and he kind of stops, kind of like in the Batman at the end when he's beating up that one of Riddler's henchmen. Not henchmen, but you know what I'm talking about. When he's beating him up, when he gets hit with that adrenaline, and Commissioner Gordon stops him, and he kind of stops. Maybe something like that. But what is it? What is it that he did that made Superman go ballistic? They had to have been working together at some point. Then Lex Luthor, we all saw that other picture, takes out that one gun that probably is made from the suit and shoots him right in the chest. I don't know. There's a lot of unanswered questions, which I don't need to know everything, but I like speculating because I want to be surprised in the film. Hopefully there's a really good twist. I know a lot of people are saying, what if Lex Luthor is Brainiac this whole time? And wouldn't that be a big a big mind-blowing thing? And I'll be honest, not a big fan of that, because Lex Luthor was already a pretend character like Ultraman in the Hammer of Boravia. Okay, he wasn't Ultraman, but he was controlling Ultraman behind the scenes. He was a Hammer of Boravia. I don't know. I don't really like that. We've seen this already. They cast an actor for Brainiac for a reason, so I do think that they're just going to keep him like that. But I don't know, maybe Lex Luthor has his own plans, and maybe it really has nothing to do with, with him working with the Brainiac, maybe just says something to Superman that pissed him off. But Superman doesn't lose his cool like that at all. So yeah, guys, we had a lot of comic book, DCU, DC stuff from Superman and Supergirl. We did get the new, better looks at the suits, a little bit things of what's going on. What is Brainiac after? Why is Brainiac after Lex Luthor? We also see that Lex Luthor gets into a scuffle with Superman. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're working with your sworn enemy, you're gonna bump heads. That's how I look at it too. But I think there's more to it than that. But what do you guys think is going on in this Man of Tomorrow movie? There's a lot of characters in this movie too. Leave your comments down below. I really want to know what you guys think. But thank you for guys clicking on my YouTube channel. And thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to like, subscribe button. And I will see you guys next time. Guys, take care.